2 years ago, I found myself playing Minecraft and starting a brand new world, but I didn't know how this world was going to be any different than any of the others that I'd always started, until I came up with the idea to make my world go grayscale mode. Yes, that's right, only using the grayscale blocks in Minecraft to see how far we could stretch the limits. What could we build? From medieval to cyberpunk, could we go out to a desert district and start making a whole bunch of different buildings there? That was the goal, that we were only going to use those grayscale blocks to build the world and see how far we could push it. So I thought after building in this world for 2 years, I'd take you on a little tour to show you what's been going on. But if you know, there are new gray blocks that are out in the world somewhere that we need to go find. We need to go find one of those Pale Garden biomes and see how well all those new blocks fit into our grayscale world. I've located a Pale Garden biome, so we're going to fly out there and gather all the blocks that we need and bring them back here, and maybe we'll even start a little bit of a farm. So let's fly and go get those blocks. Okay, and if I got the coordinates right, we should start seeing it sometime here soon. Oh, I'm really hoping we found it. Oh, there we go. Yes. Now, how big is this one? Uh-oh, looks like it might be pretty small, but that's okay because we're not planning on living here. And yep, it's a pretty small one, it looks like. Let's just make sure. Yeah, you can always tell by the sky changing. But this is exactly what we needed, to come out here, see what these blocks look like, and start taking some of them home with us. Now, is there going to be an easy way for me to just pick up some of this? I don't even know. I haven't played with this. Okay, that's going to break just like regular moss. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead, grab a bunch of this, and then we're going to take it back into the city. Guess I should get out my axe, and we'll take down some of this wood as well. And hopefully we get some saplings too, so we can go back, plant our own little farm, and start doing this all in our city. Okay, and as we approach our city, it looks like we got some good saplings, a good amount of logs and leaves here. So I'm actually going to fly down, and this little spot on the edge of our city is where we're going to plant these. And I think we just have to plant them in a 4x4. We'll do another 4x4, and it looks like I got 2 more. I don't think these grow single, but we'll stick them up here just in case. Now it's time that we see how these Pale Garden products fit into our grayscale world. I'm a little concerned that they might be too green. Let's get some in here. And yeah, I think they are too green, but from far enough back, I think it at least kind of gives you that idea that the leaves, I don't know what, turned gray, because they're not a bright green like we would see over there. Very much on the grayscale side. So I think that's going to work. Now I'm going to trim those off. We'll have to update some of these trees. But now what I'm wondering, and I'll have to fix this tree here in a minute, but I want to see how well is this wood or these logs going to go in. And I think it's a little bit warm. But you know what? It's again close to that grayscale look. So I think we're going to be just fine, especially the fact that the tops of these have that whitish pink color. I think that's going to be okay, because really I've just been using basalt, or I don't know if I have a good example of it, is we use some of the acacia, but acacia is so much on the orange on the inside that really we can only use the outside. Now, if I get out my axe here, oh yeah, I think that, like, I know the sun's going down, so the color's going to be off a little bit. But I think I'm going to sleep, and then let's see how that's fitting in. All right, and with a new morning, it looks like these are going to actually go really well. I was worried about them being a little too pink. Now, if we come up here, let's craft a few of these. Ooh, got the achievement. And let's just put them next to some of these other colors. Now, I'll take all of this down. I was worried about them looking maybe a little too pink, but these always felt a little too yellow, or even some tinges of green. So maybe this color is actually going to work out pretty well. Now, what I do want to see is on these stripped versions, and let's pick those back up. I want to stick those over here and see how those are looking in here too. So let's put a maybe there. Oh yeah. Like this might actually be a better white, like kind of a dirty white, than some of the quartz around here. So I think that's going to look pretty nice. Now what else or where else can we test this? Now the one thing I do know is that this moss is definitely not going to make the best ground. Yeah, I think that's probably too green. But I think in some areas, like if we ended up replacing some of this sand in spots, we could probably get away with it, even though it's pretty green. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all have to tell me what you think down in the comments. That might be a little too much. But we are already using tuff in different spots like this. So even here, I wonder if we could get away with sticking that in next to it. Oh, didn't grab that. Can we get away with that? Yeah, maybe. Like maybe this is where we pair it. I know we've been trying not to use a lot of tuff, but that might actually do it. And now that I say trying not to use a lot of tuff, we should fly over where we've been using a lot more tuff, which is in our cyberpunk area. Now, if I remember right, I used tuff quite a bit in the building over here. So let's see. Yep, okay. So maybe we are starting to get a little bit more into the greens, and maybe that's okay. Maybe this world isn't 100% grayscale. Maybe it's just really dingy. I don't know what the right word is for that. So while we're over here, I might as well show you what we've been working on recently. This is our cyberpunk city. As you can see, started a map, got a rough road around, and we haven't built anything else quite out here yet. But inside of here, and this is the reason I came over here, is if I break this open, you can hear that there is a moss farm in here that gets going. It comes down and composts it. I think what I want to do is actually move the moss out and see if we can stick the regular moss in. Okay, so I went ahead and I'm only doing this on the one side for now. I don't want to mess up the other side. But what I've done is take the composters out so that all of this can be funneled down into chests. And now I think there's a way, let's see if I still have the access point over here. I think we have a way of getting in there so that we can replace the moss. Is it this door? Oh no, I maybe closed it all the way off. Let's try. I never thought that I'd need to come in here and open it up. As you can see, I've got storage going. I don't know the best place to break in. Let's just break in right here. Oh, perfect. Okay, so if I remember right, it should just be this middle one. Yep. Great. So I'm going to turn that on, and I don't think I have access to the lever. So I'm going to have to... Oh, we can jump right around down here. Perfect. Now I got to build some real ways of getting around down here. And let's flip this back on. And moment of truth, we'll wait for this stone to come out. And I'm really hoping it turns to that pale moss. Come on. Oh, it's got a trigger over there. Oh, I think it did. Oh, perfect. Okay, so what we should see is some of that coming into here, because that was what was in there before. We're going to get another trigger here. Oh, I got a little cobblestone I got to get out of there too. Okay, so did we get there first? Oh, we did! Sweet, this is going to be so helpful, because we don't have to go out there and mine a whole bunch. We can just let this run, get out everything that we need. So I'm going to clean this up, get this thing cleaned up a little bit, because I've noticed there's some cobblestone. Oh man, this one's completely dead. Okay, yep, that's because I left the chunks when it was running. So I'm going to get that cleaned up, and then we're going to go out and see where else we can use this wood. And I guess I should bring this, because that's where I stuck it all. Okay, if you are new to this series, you might not know a lot about what kind of this world looks like, but essentially this is where it all started. In this deep pit, and I'm going to try not to fall down here, is when we were digging down to get down to the, base layer, all of a sudden one night we went and slept in our house over there, and this is where all of the grayscale, I don't remember, corruption came up, and started turning the whole world this dark color. Or I mean, grayscale color. I guess it's only dark right here. The rest of it in some places is actually pretty light. And so this is kind of where the lore started, that it started spreading all over the land, turning the trees. Our starter house used to be all the regular colors. And that's really kind of the story here. So we've built a lot of different things like our iron farm, a sheep farm. Definitely go back and check those out. I'm not going to give a complete world tour here. I really just want to see how these colors fit in. So this is really kind of our industrial side. And this was really just us building out the village. And as I'm walking through here, I realize we've used so many different kinds of blocks. So now I'm curious, how well will these new ones fit in? So like in some places here, like in this type of village, I don't know, this might be too flat. So can we come through and put some of this pell in, and we'll pretend like it's worn down for now. Okay, yeah, there's where the pink is really gonna start coming in. But I think that's okay. Like, obviously in this context, it feels really strange because of how warm it is and how cool this is. But I think, and maybe let's just do another little portion here. I think if we did enough of the building that was just that color, that it would just feel like that this was those colors, and it wasn't that big of a deal. This was a warmer building. Another one was a cooler building. And I don't know that we would notice as much. Obviously there's some, but I don't think it's too bad. So I'm going to let that one sit for a minute. Let's actually just, I don't know, come in here and do a little bit more. Why not? Let's make sure that this feels like what we'd actually go with. And if you've watched my channel long enough, you'll know one of the things that I really like to do is put blocks in and let them sit. See how they feel. Now I might have to come up with a different stair. Maybe that becomes the same pell oak plank stairs. Is that what they're called? Oh man, I'm blanking on that this morning. But I think something like that is going to look totally fine. Like when we use it all by itself. Oh, now I'm thinking this might actually be a perfect block to blend in with the white terracotta, because that's almost a little pink. So we'll have to play with that too. But I'm going to let this one sit. So as we kind of come through here a bunch of different times, we can check. Now, what I'm curious is maybe we should take down one of these trees and put the pell oak leaves. I'm going to have to get used to these names, but I wonder if we trim out this tree. So let's take this tree down. Oh, almost time to sleep. So I'm going to sleep, and then let's get our scaffolding out. See if we can take this down. I'm trying to memorize how it's built. Okay, 3, 5 on the bottom, 3 here, 2 and 2. Perfect, we can do that. Let me find a bed, and then let's take it out and put in the real leaves. Okay, a new morning, and we've got the scaffolding up, ready to take this thing down. Now this always makes me a little nervous to try new blocks, but that's why we play Minecraft, right? Is to take out some of the old and see what the new's going to look like. So let's break this down here. And I'm really hoping I remember how I put this one up. But you know it's a custom tree, so it's okay if we get it wrong. We'll just say that is a new style for it. So take those out. So if I remember right, these came out here. Those were like that. Then we had, I think, a 3x3. So we'll get the first layer in here. Now the one thing that I don't have, obviously, is another leaf to go with this. Now I've always tried to pair some kind of another leaf, so it gives it a little more texture. Obviously we're not going to have that for this, and that's probably okay. Let's now break it down and see. Get the bed out of there. Oh boy, guys, I think we just found our new leaves. Now this dead coral, I think, worked for our grayscale world, but yes, oh, I know it's a little green, but it's definitely not that type of green. And I think this is really going to give us that look that I was hoping for, is that we would have a real leaf that we could stick in here. Yep. All right, I'm sold. I know it's a little green, but I'm sold. This is going to look so much better. And I really like the idea of our concept kind of moving from all just completely gray to maybe it's okay that there's a little bit of saturation, because as you see, this still makes it look like leaves that turned grayscale. This was maybe like a warmer color that went grayscale. Yep, I'm liking it. Okay, I'm sold. We're leaving this tree, and that means we have a lot of opportunities. Now, there is still an opportunity for us to kind of pair different trees together. So maybe there's a different type here, a different type there. Even if I get out my rockets, you'll see that across the way here, we've even done some white ones. And it seems like I did some others. Maybe that's it. Maybe it was just the white and these ones. So that gives us kind of a lot of options that we can do with trees. Now, the other thing we're going to see is with this coming in, is we can also now come through and use this type of wood, where a lot of times we've just been using kind of that basalt or the acacia. So it gives us a lot more options. I'm really going to love having different options for the different trees. And if we come around here, yep, what I was going to look at is what I also love is it gives us some depth. So if we have these different trees in here, it gives us a little bit of better sight lines where we can play with the different textures and kind of get that look. Now, the other thing that I was just noticing is as we go through, you'll see that there are a whole bunch of dead coral in here. I've kind of been using that as the bush. But one of the things that I think is going to be great, and let's see, can I plant this? Uh-oh. I can't plant that on anything other than, I guess we might have to get out something here. And let's see. Now, this might look a little strange. Yeah, there might be a little bit of warm colors there. I don't know, that might be okay. And I realize there's going to be some moss stuff. That'll work because we're using carpets. And this is kind of cool. Like, I love that this will creep up the side. Yeah, that's going to give us some good texture. Oh man, guys, I might be geeking out a little too much, but I love that we're going to be able to really kind of transform. I don't know. I haven't done a lot in this area just because it's where I started. But now, as I'm kind of messing it up, it's really going to open up some new ideas. So, how do I feel about the new update? It is definitely cube approved. I don't know that they needed it to be cube approved, but man, it fits so well into this new world. Yeah, it's maybe a little green, a little warm in some instances, but I think that actually helps our story and helps us get a little more texture. And wow, I'm loving it, guys. So one last place that I really wanted to go check out is our sand district. Again, if you're new to this, you might not have seen our district here. Now let's get in here. Oh, hope it's safe. There's some guys there. But our sand district is this way. And yeah, I haven't done much here in the Nether. We probably should at some point. But the nice thing is I've built this in a way that I can fly out, fly over, and there's more guys on the bridge. Luckily, nothing over here by the portal. But I really want to see how well these fit into our sand district. So the idea out here is that we've built a lot of different buildings, kind of using these different textures and really making it feel a little bit like it's run down. We've got our big old pyramid there. Now, how are the colors going to look out here? I don't know that we're going to be able to just throw it in with some of this quartz. Let's get out some of those colors. And I don't know, let's go in this one. And the reason I'm going to pick this one is because of the mushroom block. I'm kind of curious to see if it looks good here. I'm already feeling like maybe it's not. Yeah, I don't love how those colors go together. I think that's a little weird. This doesn't, well, I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Yeah, I think that what's going to happen and what we're going to kind of feel with or realize with some of these blocks is that they're really going to kind of go together with themselves. It'll kind of be probably its own color palette. But what I love about that is if you look at this, right now, this building is very much made out of quartz. And then back there is more of our whites. And what I love about that is even though they're light colored builds, you can see some texture, some color differences. So I actually think it's going to be okay. So this will probably be, and let's just do this for a test here. And let's build up one more. Because what I want to see is as we build kind of the different colors in here. Oh yeah, it's going to look completely fine. So I think when it's next to each other, maybe a little weird. But when it's just another building. Yep. Yeah, as you can see, that one is white and then the quartz. And that one goes together fine. So I think as long as we don't blend it in a weird way, this can totally be its own building. And as you can see, we've got a lot out here. I haven't been out here for a while, but we got our big pyramid. This is the original village that we've been spreading. You can see some of my thoughts of path lines. Oh man, I love this area. I've got so much more building to do. But this area, oh, and we've got these trees that we can play with too. I forget all the different types of trees. But yeah, this area, still a lot of growth that we can do. Now we have an extra wood and we can come out here. Oh, and this is, I keep saying oh because I'm getting kind of excited about thinking about where we can actually put these blocks. So let's come through here. And, oh yeah. Okay, yep, I am sold because now look at how much texture. Like a lot of these palm trees actually have a little bit more texture to them. And so I think that is actually going to be a better wood. Now we might have to convert these and I haven't even checked. Can you put these? Okay, perfect. We can make those into the logs or where are they called? The wood, oak wood. So then we can come in and anywhere that there are the tops, we can come in here and hide all of that white. Yep. Okay, guys, I'm really sold on this. This is going to be awesome. Now, I know this episode was a lot of just seeing what would fit in, but definitely let me know down in the comments where you see ideas that we can put this wood. So y'all, there is a little bit of a world tour. I didn't give a full world tour because I kind of did that, I don't know, not too long ago, but definitely come check out this world. Check out the series. It's grown a lot since the beginning. Some of those first episodes are a little rough as I was learning how to record videos, but definitely come and check out this world, check out this series, and I'd love to hear any ideas you have because as we keep expanding this world, there's so many things that we can build that I want to hear what you guys would love to see me do. But until that next episode, we'll talk to you soon.